Saints rookie quarterback Tyler Shough just dominated at the Saints' second OTA practice open to the media, having two massive plays connecting with his receivers downfield for the plays of the day. Looking like a guy who has developed quite well from last week where he wasn't processing the plays as fast as Spencer Rattler, who also had a pretty good day as well in the second OTA showcasing open to the media, as the starting quarterback battle continues and will continue throughout these off-season programs. We're going to be talking about how Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler looked in the second showcasing of OTAs to the media today on Thursday. My name is Cash, and before I continue, I would appreciate it if you would take 5 seconds to subscribe. We just hit our goal of 10K. Now we're aiming to hit 15K by the end of the year. Make sure to like the video and support the channel to stay up to date with more NFL and Saints related content. With that being said, let's see what happened today at OTAs. Let's start off by talking about Tyler Shough, the second round pick rookie who appeared to be the standout guy at the second viewing of OTAs. Last week it was evident that Tyler Shough was a little bit slower to processing the plays, looking at the field. It took him a little bit more time. He looked like a guy who was a rookie and had only had 4 NFL practices, which was true. But in just a week's time, Tyler Shough this week was so much better and showcased his arm talent and what he could really do with a little bit of extra development and time. Saints quarterback Tyler Shough threw 2 60-yard touchdowns during the 7-on-7 drills in this practice. He threw one to Bub Means, the second-year wide receiver who a lot of people are hoping can step up and be a pretty good weapon for the team. And then he also threw into Donovan's People-Jones, who the team signed recently after Saints rookie minicamp. And right here it says he also threw an interception. We're going to get into that near the end of the Tyler Shough segment. From what I could gather, Tyler Shough on these 2 60-yard touchdowns hit his receivers in stride. It wasn't overthrown or underthrown. The receiver didn't have to bail him out. He hit his receivers in stride. And many believed during the draft process that Tyler Shough had one of the best arms in the NFL draft, and now in back-to-back weeks he has shown it. Last week Tyler Shough hit Rashid Shaheed on a big-time touchdown on a slugger route, hit him with a pump fake, and then hit him downfield in stride for a big touchdown. Now 2 big plays today for Tyler Shough on back-to-back weeks, 2 60-yard touchdowns today, a big one to Shaheed last week, and we even got footage of Tyler Shough throwing a touchdown to Juwan Johnson in one of the Saints OTA videos showcasing his arm talent. Here's the video that the Saints posted the other day. For those of you who are going to ask, no, the Saints don't allow footage or filming during certain portions of the practice, so we probably don't have any footage of Tyler Shough in these 60-yard bombs, but we do have this one from the other day hitting Juwan Johnson. It's this next clip. Here it is, Tyler Shough going downfield to Juwan Johnson, throws it over to Mario Davis, layers it, throws it down the middle on a strike, and Juwan Johnson makes a play. Wasn't overthrown, wasn't overthrown or underthrown. It looks like he was on like a post or a corner kind of route, and Shough delivered over to Mario. That's look at this snapshot right here. This is a really good throw from Tyler Shough. It's only a 2-second clip, but now we're starting to see Tyler Shough get a little bit more comfortable and showcase what he can really do. It seems pretty clear that Tyler Shough can hit his throws downfield, and it seems like he has more comfort throwing on the outside as well. We got this report right here saying Shough looks comfortable with vertical routes and outbreaking patterns, and one of his best throws on the day wasn't even a completion. It was an incomplete pass where he was rolling out left, threw off platform towards the sideline. It was to Cedric Wilson, and Saints rookie linebacker Danny Stutzman broke up the pass, but Tyler Shough's one of his best throws was on an incomplete pass. But as stated down here at the bottom, right now he doesn't seem as comfortable throwing in the intermediate middle portion of the field. Hopefully that's something that over time he can get comfortable with and start to do a little bit more. It was evident that Tyler Shough throwing over the middle is still a work in progress, because his worst play of camp so far happened on a pass over the middle, as Tyler Shough did throw an interception over the middle on his final throw of the day. Tyler Shough was picked off by Rajon Wright, the defensive back, on his final pass on a crossing route that was a tad too late, throwing to Mason Tipton over the middle. And something I also forgot to mention earlier, he did have a nice touch pass to Jack Stoll, the tight end, over the top of Danny Stutzman, so that's another highlight play right there. But over the middle, not as comfortable. His other incompletion was a check down to Clyde Edwards-Helaire over the middle, so maybe this is something that needs to be worked on. Had an interception over the middle, and he's the only quarterback right now to have an interception in camp between him and Spencer Rattler that I know of. So it's not great that Tyler Shough threw an interception, and right now it is probably the only interception of camp right now that has been reported, but he still had a pretty damn good day at OTAs. On the day, Tyler Shough was 9 of 12, meaning he only had 3 incompletions: the check down to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the interception, and the sideline pass that he was rolling out that was incomplete but was one of his best passes of the day. So he was 9 of 12 on the day. And outside of that one interception, it sounds like he had a pretty damn good showcasing. Now, this is obviously great to hear that Tyler Shough is improving and things are happening faster for him, and he's getting the ball out faster and he's comfortable going deep. He's a rookie, and there's going to be mistakes and growing opportunities to learn from right now. But at this stage in the offseason, it's only the second week of OTAs. All that really matters is that he's improving and he's developing. And of course, between both him and Spencer Rattler and all these quarterbacks, there's no pressure. The defense is missing some guys. And on top of that, the Saints defense may not actually be good even if they have everybody. So take all this with a grain of salt. There's no pressure. It's 7-on-7s. Either way, though, I think it is important that we're seeing growth and improvement each week from Tyler Shough. Now, just like last week, Spencer Rattler did get the primary reps with the first team offense, as Mike Triplett says right here, but Tyler Shough did get a few turns with the starting offense during 7-on-7s versus the starting defense. So he did get some reps in there. They were rotating, but as Mike Triplett says right here, Spencer Rattler got work with the primary first team offense as QB1. And speaking of Spencer Rattler, let's talk about him. From the sounds of it, he continued what he built on last week and looked pretty good yet again. Last week, Spencer Rattler killed it, looked awesome, looked like a guy who was not just going to let Tyler Shough come in and take this opportunity away from him. On the day, Spencer Rattler was 10 of 12. Last week, he was 8 of 8, so still pretty damn good. Only 2 incompletions and still completing majority of his passes. 10 of 12 for Rattler, 9 of 12 for Tyler Shough. Down here, it says that Spencer Rattler had most of his passes were 10 yards and under, but he did have 2 very impressive tight window throws over the middle, and we're going to get to this incompletion very shortly on to Rashid Shaheed. Some of the completions for Spencer Rattler on the day included a corner route to Juwan Johnson, and he hit Chris Olave on a dig over the middle for a pretty nice completion as well. And then he also had a pretty nice play throwing to Rashid Shaheed over the middle on a crossing route, put a light touch on it, and layered it behind a defensive back. From the sounds of it, it was a pretty nice play. One of Spencer Rattler's incompletions was on a downfield pass to Rashid Shaheed down the sideline, which right here says was slightly underthrown on a deep ball that was knocked away at the last second. And it kind of does feel like Spencer Rattler on these deep balls tends to maybe underthrow it a little bit. We saw that in the preseason, and in the regular season we either saw him kind of underthrow a few deep passes. Would like to see him start connecting on these a little bit more. He's definitely got the arm talent to do so. He can hit these downfield shots. I don't know if he's trying to protect the ball a little bit more, take the easy stuff and take what the defense gives him. That's fine. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but Tyler Shough right now has 3 touchdowns in the 2 practices open to the media, and I believe Spencer Rattler doesn't have any. But like I said, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm overanalyzing, maybe I'm overblowing it, which I probably am. But I would like to see Spencer Rattler hit some more downfield shots and complete those. We also got a report from Jeff Nowak saying that Rattler had a high ball over the middle to Chris Olave, and then he goes on to say that to him, throwing high passes seems to be one of Spencer Rattler's issues. And as we all know, high passes over the middle to Chris Olave, that's a big no-no. That can't happen regardless of who's at quarterback. But I also did get clarification from someone at the facility as well, who was there at practice, who said that the throw wasn't over the middle to Chris Olave. It was more of a safe throw on a 15-yard curl to Chris Olave. It wasn't high, and it was just above Chris Olave's head. Maybe they're talking about 2 different plays. Maybe the angle for Jeff Nowak, maybe it looked like a high pass when it really wasn't. I'm not really too sure what's going on here, or the miscommunication or misperception. Maybe Jeff Nowak took it as a high pass, while another person at a different angle thought it was a decent pass. I'm not really too sure what's going on here. There's just a little bit of a mix-up. But then there's also a clip a few days ago that the Saints posted to their OTA video as well. Rattler was throwing to Olave, no defense. It was a high pass. Olave went up and bobbled it. I'll just play the clip and then I'll give my input on this as well. Here it is. Rattler over the middle. Olave high pass. And Olave has to go up and make a play. So either Olave, and this is a drill, this is a thing, receivers and quarterbacks do a drill where the ball is purposely placed high and the receiver has to go make a play. That could be an explanation. Maybe Olave asked him to throw a high ball, or it's just a bad ball. I'm not really too sure about this specific clip. It is something that has to be cleaned up. It's something he did struggle with a little bit last season. It's definitely something that could be cleaned up with his mechanics and his technique. But as for the play at OTAs, I'm not really too sure what happened. But also at the end of the Saints OTA video, we had this bomb from Spencer Rattler to Mason Tipton. Here he is at quarterback. Downfield, Mason Tipton makes a nice catch and the ball was right there. Excellent throw, excellent catch, nice connection. So we got a big play from Tyler Shough. And earlier, And now we got a big play from Spencer Rattler right here, and I really wish they allowed footage from the media during these OTA showcasings as well. But outside of the incompletion downfield to Rashichi down the sideline and in the mix-up on whether or not the pass to Chris Olave was high or not, it does seem like Spencer Rattler had another really good impressive day as well as Tyler Shough. Jeff Duncan says right here that while Tyler Shough had some wow throws today, Spencer Rattler was also very impressive, especially with his command of the offense. Both the young quarterbacks are slinging it right now. But then he adds some additional context, and this is important to note. Life will get a lot more difficult when training camp starts with the pads and pressure and a lot more live looks, and the defense is there and fully healthy. But take it for what it is right now, the quarterbacks are balling. And just some extra detail to some of Spencer Rattler's passes today. Shout out to Ross Jackson right here. I'm going to go to this section right here. He said he had a complete pass to Juwan Johnson on that corner route that we mentioned earlier, but he mentions that Spencer Rattler had great patience to wait for Mason Tipton's post route to clear out the safety and open up an area for Juwan Johnson on his route. And then he says right here, he had a complete pass to Rashichi on a post route between Jonas Sanker, the rookie safety, over the top with Ugo Amadi underneath. Had great ball placement between two defenders. So really extra nice detail right here from Ross Jackson. Some extra context, and on that go ball to Rashichi that was slightly underthrown, he says that Dallas Beenum, the undrafted rookie corner, was in coverage. I'm assuming he's the one who broke up the pass. Nick Underhill said that he heard that Spencer Rattler this week had a good week of practices again, similar to last week.
Spencer Rattler versus Tyler Shough. I've heard that Rattler's had a good week again, so we're going to see if he can continue that into today. He looked really, really good in the first OTA.
But on Thursday, it was the Tyler Shough show, just how last week it was the Spencer Rattler show, and that's kind of what we want. We want a back and forth because that's going to make these guys better. The competition is going to make them better. We don't want to see one guy run away with the starting job too soon. We want to see a back and forth battle. Some additional OTA notes from today: Taysom Hill, Tyrann Mathieu, Kamara, JT Gray, DeMario, Brian Brzee, Gottschall, Nathan Shepard, and Cam Jordan were not at OTAs today. These are optional and voluntary workouts. They don't need to be there. And guys who are there but not participating: Jake Kaner has the oblique injury, Quincy Riley had a procedure done recently, Dallin Holker has an ankle injury, and Foster Moreau has that knee injury. So this was the attendance and injury report. Tight end Jack Stoll sounded like he had a pretty good day, had a nice pass from Tyler Shough over Danny Stutzman. Danny Stutzman also got starting reps with the first team defense with DeMario Davis being absent, so that's important for him as a rookie, getting reps and opportunity. And for the offensive line, nothing changed there. It's still Banks on the left tackle, Fuaga at right tackle, and Penning at left guard. And that's everything I got for now on today's OTAs. I appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you make of Tyler Shough balling out today. I'm excited. I really wish there was footage, but there isn't. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel where we'll be posting more Saints and NFL content here on the daily. So make sure you're up to date with that. Like the video. My name's Cash, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.